Godot can make pretty much anything. Roguelikes, RPGs, arcade action games, visual novels, shooters, 3D puzzlers, weird stuff, backpack battlers, idols, more weird stuff, weirder stuff, gambling, racing games, adventures of all shapes and sizes. Most recently, early access deck building roguelike Slay the Spire 2 is the 4th most played game on Steam. It's great. All these games are made in the Godot engine. Sure, these are weighted heavily on the indie side of indie, made by smallish teams, but as Godot becomes more mature, larger and larger projects will appear. Godot can make games of any genre, and, I'm going to argue, in some ways is more powerful and flexible than Unreal or Unity. Though it does have some very considerable bottlenecks and drawbacks that make it a poor choice for the biggest AAA games. I will get to these too, but not every game needs to be a massive AAA open world, man. Small games are cool too. Hello, are you a freshly hatched game developer looking to earn your wings by releasing your first game? Are you in the market for a hot new engine, or maybe you're looking to switch from Unity or Unreal or Game Maker or RPG Maker or Maxis Click and Play 2004? Anyways, if you're the kind of person who makes games, or you want to be the kind of person who makes games, you probably have asked yourself, what game engine should I use? And there are a bunch out there, but I recommend, if you're getting serious about making games, choose a general purpose engine like Unity, Unreal, or Godot. These will do some of the legwork for you in terms of 3D graphics, physics, UI, etc., but will also give you the freedom to make whatever you want. You're not stuck in a genre like you might be for RPG Maker or RenPy or 1982's Pinball Construction Set. Unity has been the standard for indie game developers for about a decade, and I learned how to make games on Unity about that long ago. It's got a huge community, tons of functionality, and a dubious reputation for coming up with creative schemes to extract more money from their developer community. Unreal is another good option. I'm not experienced with it myself, but I know indie developers who do swear by it. It's well known for having incredible realistic 3D rendering capabilities, and it's also widely used by larger studios too. It's got a robust visual scripting language, which is interesting to some people, I guess. I don't use it for a few reasons. I find the interface awful, it doesn't support my code-first workflows, and I don't really need this kind of graphical power for my silly little games. Both of these engines are run by big companies and they're focused on making money. And that's fine, we live in a capitalist society, whether we want to or not, and, that's reality. They're all great engines in their own rights, despite any of my gripes here. This video, though, is about why you should consider Godot, and also why maybe you shouldn't consider Godot. Look, I like Godot, I use Godot, and I teach Godot, but Godot does have problems and limitations too, just like any other tool or technology. So I'll try to cover both sides of this so that you can make a better decision. First of all 3 of these engines are going to cost you nothing to get started. You can download them, learn them, make and publish games on them for free. There's a bazillion hours of cheap learning content out there, and slightly less for Godot, but I'm working on that. However, Unreal and Unity will start extracting money from you when you start making money, but Godot is open source and free forever. This sounds important, but I don't think this should be your biggest consideration. Look, making so much money with your game that Papa Unity comes looking for his bag is a good problem to have. It puts you probably in the top 1% of Unity users. I guess you're suffering from success. All 3 of these game engines out of the box don't do much. You've got to build up the behavior you want from code, or find assets that can help you get started. Game templates that build out all the mechanics for a game and let you slot content in do exist, but I think they are a bit counterproductive for new programmers. You're probably going to end up with a unreleasable mess, or maybe at best another clone of Supermarket Simulator. Anyways, for learning from the ground up, I would basically say that all 3 of these engines are within the same big magnitude of complexity to learn and become productive. I'm speaking very roughly here, and I think Godot is actually a little bit easier than the other ones to learn just because there's less extra crap to keep track of. But at the end of the day, a lot of the concepts transfer between them all pretty well. But the most important thing here is that 1, you pick any game engine and get started, and 2, start learning the fundamentals of coding, game design, and game development. I think Godot is good for that, and it's faster to start with because Godot works out of the box with no other software. Unlike Unity and Unreal, Godot with GDScript is totally self-contained. You can just download it and run it. You don't need to install a C# runtime or external IDEs like Visual Studio, although you can if you want to. You can just start coding. You actually don't even need to install Godot itself. You should install Git and figure out a version control system of some sort, but that's beside the point right now. The code editor within Godot is actually pretty good. I find it amazing for debugging interactively, but it does lack some refactoring tools that I have come to rely on. So I actually use both the internal code editor and VS Code depending on the task at hand. And one more benefit of the Godot editor is it can run on a potato. The bigger engines are stuffed to the tits with processes and crap that you probably will never ever need. Godot has a much tinier footprint on your system and can really run on anything. Of course, if you're making a huge 3D game with hyper-realistic shaders and advanced graphics in Godot, that's going to require a computer that can handle those. But Godot just has less garbage going on. I often use it on my underpowered Surface Pro with no graphics card, and some people use it on their Android phones. Those people are masochists. It's great. But let me recommend, at least as you start, don't try to make complex games that will melt your computer. And Godot seems to encourage simpler, smaller games, though it's not limited to them. Maybe it's the smaller asset store, maybe it's the community or the general vibe of the engine, but I see fewer people trying to make huge MMOs in Godot on their own. You could, but you're not going to be able to release and support it, just like in Unreal or Unity. I think those engines overload users with advanced features that encourage you to build much too wide, rather than focusing on making tight, clever, playable, fun games. Many a new developer is seduced by the flashy, realistic rendering you get in Unreal. However, it's very hard and expensive to make a full game with content of that visual quality. You're more likely to end up with a sloppy jank fest, and some of my favorite games are sloppy jank fests, but is that what you want to make? Godot also isn't really ready for like Skyrim scale open world. Though Godot 4 is totally capable of handling reasonably sized 3D scenes performantly, if you are building a massive world with high fidelity models and texture, you probably need something like asset streaming, which Godot does not support yet. This basically means that you're going to hit a big performance bottleneck if you are trying to dynamically load and unload hundreds of models and textures in real time. Godot can still make 3D games and games with open world mechanics, but it is a poor choice for AAA high-def open world at the moment. Anyways, TLDR, Godot is a bit more streamlined for making simpler games, but also has some bottlenecks for huge games. Your first few games, and maybe all of your games as a small developer, should be various levels of simple. You can extend your knowledge and swap engines later. Every game you prototype or build can be a little bit more complex than the last one, so take the time to learn the basics of the engine, of game design, and of programming while building out things that you can actually finish. Speaking of programming, GDScript is a simpler, more streamlined language than C# and C++, but it will still teach you the fundamentals. And you can use C# and C++ instead. GDScript is heavily influenced by Python syntax, though it is not Python. And compared to C# and C++, there's simply less stuff you have to understand to make GDScript work. I have a significant wish list for GDScript, things I think that it should implement before I'm going to be able to use it as like a long-term primary language. Things like namespaces, interfaces, or traits, proper typing for nested arrays, and a native set type, but I'll make another video for that. That said, it's a very good language for learners, and it can easily support small and medium-sized games. GDScript doesn't just look like Python though. Like Python, it's also a great glue language. Under the hood, typical GDScript is actually just calling C++ bindings that the engine provides. So even though GDScript, like Python, is actually quite slow, it doesn't actually matter because all the heavy lifting is being done by performance C++ on the Godot side. This will matter if you're writing very heavy, complex algorithmic code like big pathfinding systems in GDScript, but usually most of the work is done by calling engine functions, which are performance C++. Godot has good support for C#. As an alternative, C# is a little faster and has a lot more language features, but it's a bit more complex. It still functions great as a glue language for calling those C++ bindings. A small caveat about C# is that Godot web builds do not function with C# because of the size of the C# binary. This might change in the future, but if you're building for web, you have to use GDScript. Finally, super users looking to juice up their performance for critical areas are able to write compiled C++ extensions that will run very fast. But Please, you probably don't need this yet. Listen to my good friend Donald Knuth. Premature optimization is the root of all evils, so I wouldn't worry about this yet. Keep an eye on your performance and spend time fixing it in targeted areas if it gets bad later. However, there's another reason to look into C++. Advanced users can extend Godot limitlessly. Godot may be great for new programmers, but it's also very extensible for super users. As I mentioned before, Godot supports writing C++ extensions that interface more directly with the engine code. I personally haven't been able to dive into this too deeply, but I do plan to after I refresh my C++ skills. It's been a while. Whether or not you want to get serious about C++, many of the big features that Godot is apparently missing, like a 3D terrain editor and a built-in test runner, are available as free community add-ons that you can just download. They aren't always perfect, but neither are the ones built into Unity. If you end up making a killer extension to Godot, you don't have to hoard it to yourself. You can release it on the Godot asset lib, or if you think it would be good for the whole community, you can propose to add it to Godot itself, because Godot is open source. Open source means that the source code for Godot is available to everyone for distribution, inspection, and modification. It's maintained by the Godot community, but anyone can contribute. This is a bit of a double-edged sword. It means Godot is not primarily a business structured to extract value from its users, but also it lacks some core interoperability that the other engines provide out of the box. Let me explain. For one, Godot users are pretty safe from the whims of big business fat cats. A few years ago, Unity users woke up to news that Unity was switching to a model where developers would have to pay for every installation of their game. Not every purchase, every installation.
Everyone knows villains only divulge their plans in a certain situation.
When they think they've already won.
We have ourselves a winner! You get an all-expenses-paid trip
To Godot Engine. Unity took this back later, but the damage was done. A lot of people, including me, turned away from Unity at that point and looked towards Godot. Not just because we were worried about the money, but because Unity just showed that it was able to and willing to make unilateral and frankly crazy changes to its relationships with developers. You don't want to have to rely on that. So I moved to Godot. Godot is community driven and open source, and while that has its own problems, Godot will always be free and its features focused on the needs of the community. It has its own little scandals and dramas. Remember that guy who kept asking if Godot was woke now? What a weirdo. We should ignore people like that. But Godot's open source nature has some fundamental drawbacks. Unlike Unity and Unreal, Godot cannot easily include closed source technologies in its distribution. Here are two notable pains I've had. One, Godot cannot include its own exporters for console builds to Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox. And two, Godot cannot include proprietary codecs for video, so you have to use OGV video. Now that doesn't mean it's impossible to get Godot games onto PlayStation or Xbox or Nintendo, and it's not impossible to get video running inside Godot. It's just a little bit harder. The process to release on those marketplaces is complicated anyways, whether or not you can do it with your own builds. I would probably not use Godot if my main goal was to release on Switch first. Also, some people have concerns that released Godot games are really easy to decompile and open in your own editor. I mean, anything can be decompiled if it's on your machine, but Godot is particularly easy, even if it's encrypted. Some devs worry about this, but in reality, stealing someone else's code isn't really that valuable. It is, however, fun to poke around in Godot releases to see how they do stuff for research purposes. I will not show you how to do that here. Anyways, another cool thing about open source is that it fosters a tighter community because the community has ownership over the product, and Godot has a growing community of developers and content creators. And I'm one of those content creators. So follow me, unless you're already following me. In that case, you better unfollow me so you can make room for somebody else. Just kidding. Here's a few links to other small creators that are making really neat stuff in the Godot space. However, due both to the non-corporate model and the smaller community, there isn't an asset store for Godot. Both Unity and Unreal provide big, splashy, fully integrated stores full of scripts, models, and more to speed up your dev process at a price. Godot does have its asset lib, which is free, but it's a little underbaked and mostly just has scripts. However, there are resources, free and paid, widely available. I use itch.io for 3D models, art, and music assets, which are often the same ones that are on the asset stores. I use godotshaders.com to find shaders and visual content. I use youtube.com/@hoveringskull to find cool Godot tips and pictures of handsome boys. So yeah, you've got to be a little bit more scrappy in Godot, but Godot does support all of the file types you need. FBX and any other 3D model types, PNGs and JPEGs for textures and sprites, MP3s and WAVs for sound, and if you want video, it's just OGV, which you'll have to convert to, which is hard. Integrating external features like ads for Godot is also a bit less streamlined than Unity, but there are battle-tested solutions for this too. Finally, a lot of the specialized features in Unreal and Unity are focused on helping very big teams collaborate on very big games. Most of these will not be useful to solos. I think you should try Godot, but if you find that these limitations are too much for you, remember, you aren't married to it. With its core workflows, making scripts, building scenes, etc., Godot is similar enough to other major game engines that learning a second or third engine is going to take a matter of months, not years. And though GDScript is a simpler language than C# and C++, it will still expose you to the basic logic of code and 80% of the software principles you need to understand to work in other languages. Maybe you find out you need some of the advanced features of Unity or Unreal in your next game. Then learn one of those. All I'm saying is that if you want to make games, stop dawdling, download a game engine. Godot is a good one. Watch some tutorials, read some documentation, make a game, learn, repeat, like, subscribe, and I'll see you soon.